Okay, y'all, so now we're going to talk about time usage. And this is very, very important for the leisure community and leisure activities for women. So one of the biggest things is if I had a magic wand and I could make the day 40 hours a day, that would be phenomenal, because time is the #1 barrier for leisure activities. You know, and nothing is more apparent than moms. You know, a typical mom, and think about this for a second. If you're not a mom, I want you guys just to close your eyes and remember when you were growing up as a kid. And 6 o'clock in the morning, alarm went off, mom came to wake you up. 30 minutes later, she came back to wake you up again. And she helped you get ready, she packed your lunch, she made sure you had your clothes on, she made sure everything was ready to go. Usually dad would be taking care of himself and he would be taking himself to work, but the mom would be taking care of all these things for you. And of course, more than likely, your mom was the one that dropped you off at school, or your mom dropped you off at the bus station. And then after that, moms either went to work or moms would stay around the house and do leisure activities. And then around 2:30, 3 o'clock, mom would get back in her car, come pick you up, and she would then come home. Then she would do homework with you, make sure you're on top of things. With one hand, she's doing homework with you. The other hand, she's stirring dinner, getting it all ready to go. So she's doing 2 or 3, 4 things. So homework was from like 3:30 to 5:30. Dad came home from work. Everyone sat down and had dinner at the table. Then that was a good hour to do that. Then mom usually helped clean up afterwards, and mom helped with any other activities. And then mom would be the one that would take care of you, make sure you had brushed your teeth, make sure you had everything in your backpack for the next day, and mom was the one that put you down for bed. Don't forget all the leisure activities that you were involved in, such as your soccer practice, such as your ballet classes, such as this and that. So your mom's in charge of transportation for you, taking you around, make sure you have all your things, picking you up from school, taking you there. And of course, if they were working moms, there's another huge layer of onions on that, and they have to also work on their projects and do their things. Where does a woman have time for herself in all this? You know, and even if she did an activity for herself, she's got this layer of guilt that's just, you know, oh my gosh, like we talked about earlier in previous videos, I should be at home with my kids, I shouldn't be here right now, I shouldn't have fun. So when women do decide to do something for themselves, it's a huge excitement and celebration for women. As you guys hear a lot, it's girls' night out, woo! And moms go crazy and they get all excited, and it's an opportunity to hang out with their friends. What makes it even funnier, when they do their activity, what do? They talk about their kids. So it's almost like they don't even have their own identity. Not good, not bad, but it's almost like women have lost their identity when they have kids. You know, I have a little boy, and I meet a lot of parents, and I talk to them, and I say, "Hi, my name is Eve," and I'll say, "What's your name?" And the women will say, "Oh, I'm the mother of Matthew." And I'm like, "Okay, but what's your name?" "Oh, mom, I'm Matthew's mom." "But what's your name?" "Well, I'm Matthew's mom and John's mom." And it's almost like women, once they have kids, they lose their identity. They're no longer Michelle, they're now the mother of Matthew. And we women, we almost have a whole different layer that we become, and we have to carry upon ourselves. And it's rather difficult. You know, you lose yourself, and you know, any activity that you can do, that you can put together and not feel as guilty about, is usually, like we talked about earlier, it's child related. It's hanging out with the family, with your sisters and your aunts, with the kids running around. There's very few things that you have an opportunity to do. So I'm a very independent woman. I'm very, 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 very happy person. But one thing I learned early on in college was time management. You guys have to make an effort to say, you know what? I have my cross-gender paper coming up in Professor Ruhlman's class. I need to get started on it now. I have a paper to turn in. I have to take care of it now. Even though it's due next week, I have to manage my time. And what's the most interesting thing about everything is with all this technology and all these electronics that should be helping you out, you also put a lot of clutter and little time wasters in your life. Good example, checking Facebook every 15 minutes. I'll guarantee you, Aunt Sally's still going to be happy that it's her birthday. Nothing much has changed. But going on and every 15 minutes to 30 minutes and checking in on Facebook and seeing what's going on in Snapchat and seeing what's going on in Instagram, those are little time wasters. You know, a joking little story I heard is there's never been more longer 30-minute breaks in the bathroom now than with new cell phones. You know, there's a lot of little things that are wasting time. So what I want you guys to think about is as women and as men, this goes beyond on everything, you need to start doing better time management so that you have time for leisure activities. So when I started deciding that I wanted to take care of myself, I started saying to myself, every single Friday night is my leisure time. I can do whatever I want to do. And I would make sure, before I had my son, I would have, you know, that would be my leisure time that I would do what I want. But most importantly, when I became a mom, I had a babysitter every single Friday. And I made sure that I had a babysitter from 6 to midnight. It was the same babysitter every single time, and it became part of the routine in my life. And I would either go play poker, or I would hang out with my friends, or I would go hang out and go to the movies, or go dancing, with things that I wanted to do for myself. And that was a very, very important thing for me, because at the beginning, when I decided to have my night, a Friday night, which did rotate Fridays and Saturdays, depending if there was a concert or an event, I felt so incredibly guilty. I felt like, oh my goodness, I should spend it with my son. It should be an opportunity to do it. But what I learned about myself was when I managed my time and made better decisions of what to do with my time, and I spent that time on me, I became a happier person. And when I became a happier person by having my leisure time and doing my leisure activities, I gave back even more to my son. So a good example is Saturday mornings and early Saturday afternoons are time for me and my son. And my son loves it because he says to me, "What are we going to be doing, Mom? I'm super excited." And I say, you know what? Anything that you want to do. And I'm always using calendars. I'm using technology to find out what activities are going on, and I book it in my calendar. So I told my son, last weekend we went to the Corn Harvest Festival in Ardennes Wood Farms. Then we did Fleet Week, and then so I have all these activities for my son on Saturday. So by doing one-on-one time with my son, it makes it even more special and more activities with him. So I don't feel guilty. And when I come back from my Friday nights or my Saturday nights, I feel refreshed. I'm in a better mood. I've been de-childified. I feel great. I feel outgoing. And that actually makes me a better mom. So for all you guys out there, I just want you guys to think about this. Leisure activities and doing things is 100% okay. But one of the biggest restraints that we have with leisure activities for males and females is time management. So you need to look at your calendar every single week, and you need to make decisions on what you're going to do. Use technology to find different things going on. I think there's a Margarita Festival and somewhere going on, and Facebook is incredible for different activities that are going on. Reach out to your friends, pick up the phone and call them and make activities. And by you doing this and using technology for the good to put together activities one-on-one with friends is wonderful. But keep in mind, please just consider what I've told you guys about using your time wisely and not 15-minute checks on Facebook or checking this and liking that. Get off your phones and get to know who the people are. This is also one of the biggest reasons that I've chosen to put these videos together. Me and Glenn here at the IT group and the video group have been working really hard to put these videos together for you guys, because I want you guys to have that face-to-face contact. I want to personalize this class for you guys so that you really do understand where it's coming from an individual who's gone through a lot of these things, to help you guys out, but also to help you guys understand the material better. Okay? So thanks, you guys. Get off your phones and go enjoy the day.